Okay, we're just getting you set up so that we can have a little tiff talk. Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. I know you haven't seen me in a while, but I just wanted to pop in here very casually. We're calling this a tiff talk, a pillow tiff talk, and I have a couple things that I need to update you all on. All over 1,000 of you guys. That's crazy. First off, I just want to say thank you. But yeah, that I can go on about how grateful I am forever. So I just wanted to pop in my gratitude right here, right now. But I just wanted to let you guys know, and you can probably tell from the title, that I'm not taking Zoloft anymore. And I feel like you guys kind of, I don't want to say you deserve a explanation, but I'd like to provide you with one. All in all, the main reason that I'm not taking Zoloft anymore is because I switched insurances, and the insurance healthcare conglomerate that I was being insured through, Kaiser, their pharmacies didn't carry the liquid form of sertraline, and that's the kind that I need to take, and my psychiatrist didn't know whether or not the capsules were crushable, so we ended up just switching me over to Lexapro. But I should probably explain to those of you who care how I kind of got to that point, because a lot of things happened after that and before that. So I started taking Zoloft, as some of you may or may not know, in October of 2020. It was going really well for the 5 months after I started, because nothing crazy really happened in my life to impact my anxiety and depression. And in March of 2021, my dad passed away, and that was, as you can imagine, very, very difficult. I was also in the midst of moving and uprooting my life to a new state and starting a new job, which I was convinced was going to make me successful and happy and open a lot of really great doors for me. It did some of those things. And with all that said, I didn't take a break from working at that point. I really just threw myself into work at this new position. And I gave myself some time on my 2-hour drive out to Beverly Hills to grieve, and that was pretty much it. But anyway, fast forward 3 months, my boss is being horrible to me, and that ended up being like a very triggering situation to me. She acted in ways that people in the past had acted towards me, and I found myself regularly questioning my deserving to exist. I don't know if that makes sense, but I hope it does. And I realized that, okay, I need to start seeing a therapist again. I start seeing a therapist and a psychiatrist, and sure enough, I find out that, yeah, I just need to leave that job. But I'm leaving the job, so my insurance is changing. I stayed at that job until August. I started therapy and treatment for my ADHD, and also increased the amount of Zoloft that I was taking in July, and that helped for a little bit. It kept me pretty stable. Things were kind of, I don't want to say mellowing out, but like, instead of existing at a depression and anxiety level of 8 all the time, I'd gone down to maybe 6. Maybe 5 actually. With just some situational things that made me stressed out. And at that point, I started a new job, and it was in a very complicated field. It was neuro-oncology, so I felt very challenged, and I felt like the work that I was doing was meaningful. And so when I was stressed out, it was mainly about like, oh my gosh, I have all of this work, and I don't know how to, and I don't understand anything that's going on, and I just have to learn everything, and I can't learn everything fast enough, and that was my frustration. And that was like, that's the kind of stress that I thrive under. I wouldn't say thrive. I enjoyed it because it was just challenging. So I was still trying to like get myself situated with the psychiatrist and therapist and all of that, but I again couldn't find the haste, and especially because I wasn't being treated for my ADHD. It was fine. I had like, you know, other coping mechanisms that I could rely on in the time being until I tried to get my shit together, but that never really happened. So I just kept on putting off like getting reestablished with a psychiatrist, so I didn't start taking medication for ADHD again for a while. And now we're at the end of 2021. January 1st is my dad's birthday, so I celebrated that and, you know, gave myself time to just really celebrate him and remember him. And yeah, I went out to eat Jamaican food with my boyfriend, and it was really lovely. And January 4th, my boyfriend had a stroke. Like the bad one, like well, they're all bad. But he had a hemorrhagic stroke, and he had to have a craniotomy. And all of this while I was still working. I was taking on a lot more work, and the expectations at my job weren't really molding to everything that was happening in my personal life. If anything, the expectations of me only grew, and I wasn't able to meet those expectations because I was obviously, you know, preoccupied. Got to the point where I was literally spending every single night in the hospital for a month. And yeah, I got to the point where I needed to get reestablished with a psychiatrist so that I could be the best version of myself when my boyfriend came home, so that I would be able to be there for him as he would need help. And then everything in the beginning of the video happened with that new therapist, started me on Lexapro, and then I ended up having to leave my job again, so insurances changed, and I got reestablished recently with a new therapist who has started me on Wellbutrin, because after all the screening, I am severely depressed. Ooh, who would have thought? And severely anxious. Whoa, I'm so surprised. But yeah, that's where we're at right now. I'm taking Wellbutrin. If you have any questions, leave them down below, and I'll do a video on my experiences with Wellbutrin. And I have also started treatment, like stimulant treatment for my ADHD again, and that's been going okay. And yeah, that's where we are. I really just wanted to pop in and make this video, have a little pillow tiff talk, and all in all, just let you guys know what's been going on. I think I'll do a video about my overall experience with sertraline, just to kind of wrap it up really quickly, since this video is really just like a rundown of everything that's happened since we last talked. It's like last time on Tiff's life. That's what this video was. So yeah, thank you for clicking on this video. I hope that you don't take this as saying that, like, you know, Zoloft doesn't work. It's not that it didn't work for me, and it's not that any of these treatments didn't work for me. It's just consistency and trying to stay with the same therapist, and life happens, you know, and it's not that these things don't work. Things happen, and realistically, my dosage should have increased when my dad passed away. But because I wasn't seeing anyone, didn't happen. But yeah, I really appreciate you guys, and thank you so much for clicking on this video, and be safe. I hope you take care of yourself and prioritize you and your happiness. Bye.